All of us have benefited enormously over the years from medical research. But now we're in a position that medical research itself is threatened by a new epidemic. It's an epidemic of faking. The editors of our medical journals that publish the research now say that 1 in 10 papers they publish is faked. The American Congress has done a big inquiry on this and found so much they've put up a special Office of Research Integrity to try and control it. According to their research, they have documented thousands of cases of researchers faking their medical results, which means they're publishing papers which result in drugs that don't work. They result in people suffering years of pain, and they kill people. You all remember the MMR scandal when they faked the evidence saying that MMR vaccine caused autism. People stopped vaccinating their kids. We got an outbreak of measles, and children died, and children went blind. And the situation now is we're expecting another epidemic of measles, more deaths, more blindness, and it could be your grandchildren or mine. Why do people fake? Well, some people, a few of them, love to see their name in print. Some people love the feeling of being a respected researcher, publishes an awful lot. But for most people, it's just money. Our government has made all our research, all our universities, work on a publish or perish principle. If you don't publish so many papers every year, you are certainly not getting any promotion, and you may not keep your job. So strong financial pressures just to get some papers out. And your chances of being caught, all right, some of the people publish hundreds of papers and don't fake them very well and eventually get caught out. Some people, like the MMR, do something that's very important, so it's immediately checked up and replicated, and they find that it doesn't work. But for most people, you're publishing 1 or 2 papers a year, your chance of being caught is 0. Now, they're the same financial pressures on the department you work for. Publish or perish. Each department is ranked according to its research output. If its number of papers falls, and it falls a bit, suddenly 9/10 of its research funding vanishes, and your colleagues are fired, perhaps you're fired. So, the moment anyone is accused of faking the research, everybody in the department gets together and they protect you. They just obstruct any investigation. And what we do know is that anybody who's a whistleblower is shafted. Their career is destroyed, never get another job, never get another research grant, their papers are rejected. This has been documented in every country around the world. The Americans have, I don't know how much evidence on this. There is another kind of research faking. The big pharmaceutical companies, if they get a good drug for heart disease, they can make billions out of it. So when they're doing the research, they suppress any evidence that shows it doesn't work, and they certainly suppress any evidence that says it's got side effects. So every couple of years you get another scandal, a new drug has been withdrawn because 8,000 people have had heart attacks as a result, or people living in agony for the rest of their lives. So what this shows is that as far as medical research fraternity are concerned, they presumably share with us the view that probably the worst thing you could do is strangle a child with your bare hands. But it's quite all right to fake your research so a couple of hundred children die. As long as you haven't been introduced to those children, and as long as you make money out of it, that's okay. But I'm not here to talk about ethics. This is a financial opportunity for Scotland. When 1 in 10 of the research papers are faked, nearly all the rest of research is not new research. It's checking that the old research isn't faked. So you do it again and again and again to check. There was one case 2 years ago. Someone faked a paper on stem cells, and the top researchers around the world spent 540 man-years of time replicating just that research. Incredible expense. So wouldn't it be nice if Scotland could say to everybody, well, of course, if you do your research in Scotland, you'll have to pay 50% extra for it, but you know it hasn't been faked. You know you're not going to have to spend the same money again and again replicating it to check on it. Scotland is selling integrity. And Scotland has a long history of doing this. Selling whiskey that's not going to make you blind. Having engineers that could make ships that didn't sink. Bridges that didn't collapse. And until recently having accountants and bankers that you could trust. But it was good business. A lot of people made a lot of money out of it. And we can do this again. Because health is devolved. Education is devolved. The law is devolved. It's up to our government to deal with. So we could quite easily just start by cutting the public or perish ethic. China's already done it for this very reason, because it causes faking. They've just got rid of it. Second, you reward the whistleblowers. You protect them, because it is impossible, it's just too expensive, too difficult to prove faking without the whistleblowers. Then punish anybody who fakes. We've got the laws already against fraud. We can introduce new laws against faking research. No good having the laws unless we implement them. So just those three things will give Scotland the lead over the rest of the world. Research you can trust, and research you're willing to pay for. Go for it.